4-1, or is that 5-1? Is that 4-1 or 5-1? Is that 4-1 or 5-1?
Bro, Urkel.
5-1.
Urkel, you don't
Okay,
understand how pissed off I was.
bro. Nah, Prime. These things happen, man.
I know it does. Fucking like we
Pretty
were talking
wild one
about.
tonight,
We were
right,
talking
guys?
about it earlier. What did like
Listen, 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 listen.
5-1.
20% of teams have been blowing 20-point leads this year.
Let's
So
let's put things in perspective, right?
W is
Like,
a W.
hear me out. Let's put things in perspective. Steph is not playing.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know. True.
When Steph doesn't play, right? Like it's extra, you know what I'm saying? It's a baker's dozen. It's brata, right? So
We're up
um
30, bro. That's what I'm
right.
taking out of this team.
So whatever you get when Steph is out, we should take that. Now, the first half was immaculate. That third quarter was crappy. The fourth quarter was crappy. But, you know, I'm going to look at the optimistic side. Last season, that's a L. Do you know why that's a L? Because it's a blown close game win, right? So this season,
Oh, absolutely.
this season, right? This season, it's a new day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
Steph is
this
not on the
team,
court,
you can
and they
tell this
won.
team sticks together. I
Hold
mean,
on, hold on, hold on. New day, new age. Because last season we would have lost that game.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at it from that perspective, right? So close game. There was no Steph. There was no Draymond, and we extended the lead in overtime. That was an L last year, right? So we got to look at it from that perspective. I'm kind of annoyed that the net rating got fucked up tonight and all of that stuff, but it's fine. I'll take it. 5-1.
You know
Pretty
what?
much what
Yeah.
all they did was like, I guess I've got to give the Rockets a shout out. Like they really blitzed the hell out of us in the second half because
No, I'm
they
not
were
even gonna
attacking
say
all
that.
our ball handlers. Like we were just turning the ball over because they kept poking
Yeah.
the ball out of their
Hey,
hands.
you
I'm
know
not
what?
even gonna give them that shit. The only thing I'm
And
gonna
at
give
the end
them
of the
is
game, like we pretty much
It was
ran out of ball
horrible.
handlers. Like Slomo was our only ball handler left, really,
No,
if you
but
think about it.
Slow mo is a legit ball handler though. So like I really,
and
really
then
wasn't that concerned.
You know
yeah,
what
no,
though?
I wasn't convinced.
Even though we
I mean,
never should have
all
blown
our
that
ball
lead.
handlers were dropping left and right, though. Like two of them
Yeah,
found out
No,
but
this game.
but all right. When was the last time we won an overtime game, bro? Like it's
I don't know.
Bro,
Bro,
that's what I
we're
An
was
four.
overtime
We're
game
we're
on
like
the
four
road,
and nineteen since we were 4-19 since
count.
2017. Like, come
especially
on,
on
man.
the road, Shadow.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I'm
got
not.
it
I'm
on
not
the
mad.
road.
On
Kaminga,
the
Like, who
road.
bro.
cares? Like, who cares
Kaminga was
about?
huge.
Like, who
Huge.
Can
cares,
I?
bro? We
Can I?
won.
Can
No.
Kaminga
That's
played
a
well.
hey, hold up. That's a good young team. You know what I'm saying? And they're tough defensively, and
Bro,
you
they
saw how they started
talent.
to turn us over, right?
I,
But
I,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, they
I
beat the
also
put this in
Mavs.
perspective,
no.
y'all. Like, put this in perspective. Steph Curry's not on the court. Steph Curry's not on the court. And did you see what they were doing in that first half? So my marker is this: if the bench is a positive and they're a positive and all of that stuff, like and Steph Curry's not playing, that's a big. You have to look at that in proper perspective, man. I mean,
or can
uh,
I?
yeah, Glorious, go ahead, man.
It was an ugly win. I think we all know that. We
Yeah,
all already said that. But I think my biggest takeaway is that Kaminga is coming into his own. Right?
yeah,
He wasn't just out there, scoring. He was out there playing defense too, and whoever his assignment was, whether it was Jalen Green, whether it was Issa, whoever it was, that they left him to guard. There was no blow bys and getting
yeah,
stupid fouls and layups. I have to give it to Kaminga, man. The thing that you talked about earlier too, the O boards and the Rockets getting a lot of O boards. They
yeah.
did that. They did that a lot. I mean, Tari Easton went up with a layup, got his own board, went up with a layup, got his own board, kicked out, somebody had three.
I
Shit
mean,
like that.
he was the one that really like kickstarted their comeback. Really, it
Yeah,
was
he
his
was.
energy.
He was talking crazy, but what I won't give them is the blitz and shit. Yes, they got 1 or 2 steals, but a lot of times they were following the ball handlers. We were not getting any calls. I don't know if the rest felt bad for giving Kaminga all those free throws before then, and they want to make up for it or whatever, bro. But They were not giving us any calls.
They were
And
hacking, bro. Hacking over and over again. I kept seeing. I'm like,
every
why are they
time.
not
Hey,
calling
when
this
was
shit?
the last time we actually shot like 50 fucking free throws?
I don't know.
And it's
but
insane because it should have been more with all the fouling they did, bro.
We were
They
due
really,
for one of these games. About time we got some free throws. We fucking missed like
But in this game in particular, we got all the free throws and we missed like 30% of them.
But
yeah.
can
I
I
know.
we
ask?
should have.
Yeah,
Can
but
I
who
ask?
cares, though, bro? It's 5. We're 5-1. Who cares?
Yo,
5
real
and
quick,
I
one.
just
though,
have one
real quick.
question to ask.
Yeah.
The coaching was fine for me. Why wasn't
Hey,
TJD and Looney in till later when we realized these
yeah,
guys are getting
glorious,
all these
glorious.
fouls? Like,
Eric, you was about to say something or what?
no, he just wanted to mute.
No, so I'm saying this, right? That the game is physical. We want the game to be physical. I am not going to cry about free throws or calls or anything like that. Let the game be physical. The where the game is right now is exactly where we want it. I don't want to mess up what we have going on right now in terms of league conditions. Bro, if we don't get fouled or anything like that, let it go. Do you know why? Because we can do the same shit at the other end. We are built to be physical. We're built to play defense. So I'm not going to sit here and cry about free throws and no calls and this or that, blah, 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 blah. Right? What I want to focus on, I want to focus on this season being physical and playing defense. Right? Let me say it again. Steph Curry did not play tonight. I don't think people are understanding that. We won the first 2 games going away, and we were about to win this one going away if they didn't do nonsense in the second half and let them back into it. But that's the NBA, bro. Like,
Irk, we were up 30 on the road without
yes,
Steph.
yes,
Like,
understand that. Like,
that's huge.
we got to put that in perspective, man.
Yeah.
Like,
And
we
yo,
have to
real
put
quick,
that in
yo, Eric,
perspective.
Eric, I want to say this as I want to use it as a positive too, because you're getting these younger guys and all these other guys some like late game. Even
Yeah,
though you don't want it to happen this way, you're at least getting these guys like Pajemski. He was getting these late game, just time, just experience to try to get the stuff that we did a lot last year too. But
yeah,
this year, you don't want it since it's been so good. You want to get those late game executions down now rather than that play the good teams and freaking not know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
kind of see it as a positive like that, even though I thought we should have blew this team out by
Listen,
like
listen,
50. But it's cool.
listen. You love how everyone is playing, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
let me say this: Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins. How many free throws did they have tonight?
I know JK had 10, but I don't know how many Wiggins had.
Wiggins shot
But
10 free throws as well,
he did,
right?
yeah, 20,
So,
yeah, 20.
so listen, did you see how aggressive Andrew Wiggins was going to the basket? Like he was drawing contact. It wasn't that Austin Reeves bullshit where he sticks his ass out and he
Grifting,
twerks, you know what I'm saying? It's not that bullshit,
grifting.
right? Like you see that move, bro, like when he snakes and then he sticks his ass out and he arches his back and he gets the foul. No. Wiggins was like tucking the ball, getting to the rim, right? Like JK was doing the same shit. So the wings came through tonight. Like, understand something. Like, so I was just watching the game, right? And I was like, all right, sure, we blew the lead. That's annoying. But I was looking at the positives within the positives, right? So dude gets to the rim and other dude gets to the ring. One wing gets to the rim, the other wing, right? So understand something. 10 free throws apiece. That's great. That means that there's another element to this offense now. Because if these guys are going to be going to the rim, what do you
And
think? What do you think is going to happen when Steph Curry gets back? Steph Curry and finishers win championships. Point blank
correct,
simple. I
correct.
don't feel any different from I did in the first half. We're going to win the title. We're going to win the title this year. Steph, defense, and finishers
That's the
wins.
formula. That's the
Steph,
formula.
defense, finishers win. Steph, defense, finishers win. That's how it's going to go. Second
That's the
option,
formula,
no
dog.
option. I don't give a fuck. We're going to win the title. Stick a fucking cigar in my mouth, bro. That's what we're going to do, bro. We're going to win the fucking title. Put the mechanic meme on me. We're going to win the
Cohiba.
fucking title. That's what's
Clip
going to
the
happen.
clip the
Steph
Cohiba.
and
Clip the
finishers
Cohiba.
win titles. Point blank simple. Point blank simple.
Anytime you
Tony
win 3
Badams.
straight games without a top 5 player on your team in the league, actually, is
Hey,
huge.
Prom. A lot of teams were like the Lakers. I think they were 4-0 at one point, but they're not top. They don't have a 20+ net rating. You know what I mean? They're not top 2 in defense.
But we got like
You
a
know?
plus 20 something. I think it probably went down tonight, but that's all right.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the elitist Warrior fans who wanted to see Buddy Hield play bad this year to say you should never let go of Clay.
No, no,
You
no, no,
know,
no, no. Let's not do the elitist thing, right? We understand who
He's
those
gonna play
people are.
64 field goals.
This team, that team that we just played tonight is a good team. They're a
they're a
really
really
good,
good
tough
team.
defensive team,
Yes, sir.
right? The Mavericks just lost to that really tough defense. That's a tough team over there. You have to give them some credit,
And Sengun has
right?
been playing good
And
too. Yep.
understand something. Steph Curry wasn't playing tonight. What do you think
Yep.
is going to happen when Steph Curry is out there?
Curtains.
Yo,
That's
can
not
we
a
talk,
lottery
bro?
team, man.
Hey, can we
Not
talk,
only
bro? Can we
Hold
talk
on, hold on,
about?
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. That's not a lottery team out there, bro. That's a good team. That's going to be a playoff team this year. I promise you that. They're a
The
good team. They
Rockets?
play defense. Huh?
The
You said the
Rockets?
Rock?
Yes,
Yeah, the
yes.
Rockets.
What are you watching, bro? They're playing defense.
What you
Anybody
mean?
that plays
Bro,
defense is going to
see,
be in the
it might be
playoffs.
time to step down off.
You think a team could come back from a 30-point deficit and not necessarily be serious?
No, bro, that's a good team. Like,
It's a-
don't
it's
say
a
the
really good
Rockets,
team.
bro. Like, the
I never
Rockets are
said
going to
they
be
were a
better than the
bad team.
Clippers and a lot of these
I
teams, man. I'm
didn't
telling
say
you,
they
just
were a
watch
bad
them.
A lot
team.
of people
But
said
it's
they're
the
gonna be better
West,
than us.
man. There's only so many
Yeah,
spots.
it's the West, but you know,
Rockets are what, 3-3?
Jalen Green and
It's gonna
Alpha
be tough
Sengun.
though.
Yeah, but
No, I don't care if it's going to be tough. They
Sengun,
play
It's tough for
defense.
Denver, not the
It's
Rockets.
tough for
Tough for
Sengun,
Denver.
Denver
They
team.
play defense. I'm telling you.
They don't
Like,
play
Sengun,
defense.
listen,
Sengun
It's
and
gonna
listen.
be tough for
Green
Anybody,
Denver.
are dudes.
It's not
anybody
gonna
that
be tough
plays
for the Rockets.
defense, anybody
They're gonna
that
go.
plays defense, just lock them in. You know what I'm saying?
Like look at OKC.
Just lock them in.
OKC's offense, I think, is the 23rd ranked offense, but their defense is number 1. So it's no coincidence they're undefeated.
Oh, I got OKC locked in like top 2
No,
seed,
but
like
their
right
offense is
Before
horrible
the
right
season
now.
started.
But their offense is horrible. So even though you had them locked in, their offense is horrible, but defense is number 1.
I was never concerned about their defense. I knew that was their calling card.
But that's kind of what Urkel was saying. So, you know, you can't discredit what the Rockets could potentially be because they actually play defense.
That's true, but I'm just saying
Yo.
in the West, there's
A lot of
I don't
competition
care
out
how
there.
many teams there in the West, bro. Nobody gave us a chance. I'm telling you, there is a
43
massive
wins,
correlation.
bro.
There was people saying that the Rockets
43
would be better
wins.
than us.
There is a listen to me. There is a
People
massive
said
correlation.
People said the Warriors weren't making the play in this year. And if you
Yeah,
just look at being a top 2 defense to just start the season,
Yeah,
there's no coincidence as to why they're so high in the rankings and they only lost 1 game. And they shouldn't have lost that game.
there is a massive correlation with defense and winning. I'm telling you, in this league, right? And they're a tough team, bro. Look at what they were doing in the second half. They got back into the game because they started to lock up. They started to put pressure, right? So just watch them, man. They're a good team. Understand something. We are doing this without Steph Curry's gravity, Steph Curry's aura, everything that Steph Curry brings with him. We were doing that tonight, right? So, you know, but did you see the Wings tonight in overtime without Steph Curry? Did we see that? Those are the Wings that couldn't play together.
Yeah,
And
we
they
were
won
locked
the
out.
game. The Wings won the game. The Wings won the game in
6'8",
overtime.
dudes.
The Wings
6'8"
won the
dudes.
game. The Wings won the game in overtime. 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 I'm emphasizing that for a reason because we always want to trade away the Wings. The Wings won the game in overtime. They can't play together all of this stuff. They won the game in overtime. That means something.
They want to trade Wiggins and Kuminga for somebody cute, somebody they could post every day.
6'8",
For John
6'8",
Collins.
Yo, can we also talk about how Buddy Hield has been a godsend? I think this dude's averaging over 20 plus in as a bench
Scored
guy.
over 20 in every win.
Bro, that's insane. Bro.
Listen, Buddy Hield is on the MVP, right?
I know he's top 10. I think he was. I seen it.
Okay,
top 10.
listen, I'm going to emphasize it again. Steph Curry is not playing. They're playing Steph Curry basketball without Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
When Steph Curry gets out there, do you think he's going to do the LeBron thing and throw a monkey wrench in there? No, he's not going to do that. He's just going to make it better. Better.
So
Steph
you're
Curry is just better, better, better.
so
Simple.
Can we provide context for this basis? Are you saying Steph
No, there's
Curry?
no context. Steph Curry's just fucking better,
So he's
right?
not
And
going
he's
to
gonna come
tell
back and he's gonna make the shit better.
he's not going to tell Buddy Hill to be relegated to the corner, right?
No,
Exactly.
no.
Not even.
Bingo.
He's probably not even. He's probably gonna get Curry. He's probably gonna get healed more shots, more open shots. At that point,
Oh
it's gonna be
man,
better for him. Not even worse.
Come on, man.
bro, Irk. So many people, and even during the game, Irk, I saw when they blew the league, and I'm just watching the timeline, and so many Warrior fans were ready to just rain on the parade. It's like it's at this point, I don't know, like what you could find to say about the team. Like this is a really good team, bro.
Bro, if this was last year, we'd have lost that game.
100%. Because you know what? We shouldn't have won this game tonight. Statistically, you look at, okay, we have a formula, right? Shadow was talking about it, 2 games ago? We're now 185 and 21. 30
Yeah,
assists,
man.
17 turnovers. Okay?
Jonathan
Tonight,
Kaminga. He played a great game again.
dude,
He's
wait,
on
can
the
you guys
floor
not
right
hear?
now.
Relax, bro. Wait,
Hey,
hey, you guys hear me or no?
Pedri, I can hear you, AK. Pedri, you probably got to
AK, go
dribble
ahead.
back. You probably got
I
to
thought for
bounce
sure
and
that you
come
guys don't
back.
hear me.
Can you
Okay.
guys
Go
hear
ahead.
me?
I can hear you, Pedri.
He may
You
not
probably
hear
got
me.
to. I think you got to roll out and come
Hey,
back.
Yeah,
Pedro, drop and come back.
yeah, I think you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. AK
wanted to cook the porn merchant real quick.
From you stupid.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good with him today. Hey, look, 120, 185 and 21. Why 185 and 21? Because 30 assists, 17 turnovers. Anytime you're looking at the box score end of the game, you don't know how it went, go look at that first. Tonight, 26 assists, 14 turnovers, and also only 47 rebounds. This is the first game of the season we got out rebounded. Remember, we were
Can
the
you
number
guys
one
hear me
at
better
rebounding team
now?
last year. Number one, even though we're undersized. So when you look at everything, how this game went, blowing the 30-point
Guys,
lead, all of that, we should not have won this game. Last year, someone said last year we wouldn't have won this game. Last
exactly.
year, it would have been a 40-point swing, plain and simple.
Uh,
And so
guys,
that's
I
number
mean,
one. And number two, Jalen Green. Somebody brought up Jalen Green. Jalen Green was 2 of 13 tonight. He just got paid about $35 million a year. Who was guarding Jalen Green tonight? Someone
Please
tell me
tell
who
By
was
me.
the
guarding
way,
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green was
The
averaging
kid
about
from
28
Toronto.
coming into this
guys,
game.
Oh, okay.
they let Terry Jason just open all the time in the second half, okay? And we really didn't do any defense on the second half. Second half defense was very bad for us because we let a lot of paint points go to the Rockets. While we never scored, I mean that's a problem, okay? And but this team, this is a B team technically, and without Steph Curry and Anthony Melton, and I think we should have won with a handsome margin. Unfortunately, it went to the OT. I mean, this is really ridiculous. It's a good team, but I mean, it has everything to win, but unfortunately, they lost sight of the second half. They let Jabari Smith and Terry Eason open all the time, and they were scoring like crazy. If you look at it,
I'm not gonna say that you're wrong, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. If I don't know if you know, but every team, good team, bad teams, have been blowing leads. I'm not saying that as a reason why we should blow leads, but every team has been blowing leads. The
Nah,
Cel-
it's a
the
game of
Cel-
runs, man.
the
It's
the
normal.
the Celtics lost to the Pacers the other night. Why? They were up because they blew a lead. Like shit happens, bro. Shit happens, and it's okay. We should have won in a
That's just
half.
how the NBA is nowadays,
We
unfortunately.
should have won in a half because everybody wants to
The
shoot
re-
45 plus
the
threes, and some
biggest
some nights
the
after they
biggest
people are down.
the,
Hold on. Jonathan Kaminga had 23 points,
Six
6
off the
boards.
bench,
rebounds
off the bench.
off of the bench,
Oh
7 to
shit.
12, 2 of 3, 7 to 10 from the free throw line.
He locked up Jalen Green. He locked up Tari Eason. Whoever got thrown at him, he was there in their face, and he
Yo,
was playing
so
defense.
but you
Cool.
credit
so
to
hold up. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. Anytime JK plays Houston or any one of these young teams, I always I always get tight. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he went out there tonight and he dominated, bro, he literally dominated tonight. And there was a stretch. Here's where we lost the game, bro. We lost the game.
I mean, guys,
We lost the game when we lost the game when none of the wings were on the court. Did y'all notice that? There was a stretch in the third quarter where none of the wings were on the court.
That's when the Rockets started to
Right?
make their push.
Yeah, so at some point you need the athleticism, you need the rim pressure, because Steph is not there, right? And they had Lindy Waters out there and all of that stuff, and JK or Wiggins was not on the court at that point. So, like, I think at all times one of them has to be on the court, especially like when it starts to get really important and really tight. One of them needs to be on the court. Point blank, simple.
We beat the Rockets 14 straight times. By the way, that streak almost ended.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this though. You see what Terry posted? That Adam Silver says he's talking to Steph about the All-Star game, like some tweaks to it, I guess, maybe to make it more competitive.
Yeah. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I don't care about
mean,
that.
it is
Fuck
in
the
the
All-Star
Bay,
game.
so
Hey,
Fuck
it
the
is in the
All-Star
Bay
game.
this year,
Fuck all that.
so
I don't give a shit.
hey, yo, Eric.
I care about what this team got going on right now, because we have something brewing right now. I'm telling you, because
Hey, Eric.
here, hold on. We have something that's brewing right now, because when you look at it, they're playing defense, and I think not all of us expected them to play this type of defense, but not only are they playing defense, but they have a really decent offense, and Steph Curry is not out there. I believe the Rockets right now rank as like a top 10 defense. Right? So we did
They
it
were
against a
fifth.
top. Yeah, bro, we did it against a top 10 defense tonight, and Steph wasn't on the court. Like, we probably have to put that in perspective, you know? So top 10 defense, and then we went into overtime. Draymond got fouled out, Pods got fouled out, and we found a way to win the game.
Oh no, not top 10. They're top 5 right now.
There you go. So that was
They're
a top
top
5
5
defense.
defense.
So by the way, the Lakers blew a lead in the same fashion. What was it, last night? That was a last place defense. When I tell you that team is cooked, they're fucking cooked, right? That was a top 5 defense. Don't go off of the narratives from last season and all of that. That's a much better team. They finished off the year strong as well. So that's what you need to look at. Look at how teams finish the year and not how they started, you know? They finished off the year strong. So we had guys finish off tonight, put pressure on the rim. When Steph gets back, he's going to run around like it's recess, and he's going to bring 2 people with him. Bing, bang, boom, ball rotates, somebody gets a layup. That's just how it's going to be. And the defense is there. When Steph Curry is not playing, chaos ensues, right? And some of that happened tonight, not the first 2 games, the 2 Pelicans games. We're doing something here, man. I'm telling you, like, this is 2022, and the thing that I'm seeing tonight was better than what I saw in 2022, because when Steph left the court in 22 and when he wasn't playing, disaster ensued every single time. Every single time. So,
Man, I'm just comparing the roster, bro. Remembering dudes like Wanamaker, Chioza, you know what I mean? Dudes who was just incompetent. And I'm just seeing these guys go through like the wilderness and still finding a way. So, bro, everything that we've been saying in the off season is coming to fruition right now, bro. These boys are nice, bro. Like, and the fact that Steph Curry doesn't have to like rush and return, I think that's the biggest story of the
that's
season
massive.
thus far. That's the biggest story. So many times he's come back from injuries where he shouldn't probably have come back so soon.
Yeah.
2016 playoffs, and the list goes on and on. And for the team to be playing like they are, yeah. And I think to start the season, he's kind of been allowing these guys to find it, like he's kind of been like passive, trying to get guys going. But I think these guys are rolling. So by the time he gets back, it's a wrap, bro.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I like where we're at, though. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but watching them play defense, and you know, the game plan that I wanted them to go with tonight, that's exactly the game plan that they had going, especially in that first half. Um, Jalen Green got locked up in that first half, man. Absolutely strapped up. and they definitely got production from some other guys. I mean, Jabari Smith, is that his name?
Yeah, Jabari Smith, he hit some huge
Yeah,
threes in that
Oh
Jabari
my
second
Smith.
half.
God,
Yeah, he
bro,
was on fire, bro.
that's a center, right?
Yeah, he was on
Pretty much,
fire.
He's
he's
a
like a
four.
power forward
He's a power
masquerading as a
forward. He's a
stretch
power.
five.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on. Whatever he is, he took 13 threes tonight.
And you know he really don't shoot
He
that
is
much.
he is one
I
of
think
the
this.
only like top 3 picks I think in the last half decade that just slides under the radar and doesn't get criticized too much and
It's
doesn't
because
get
he's
praised
He,
too
washed.
much.
nobody ever
It's
He
talks
because
gets
about him in the
Jabari
game.
Smith
it's
gets
because the
away
team
with a
he on, bro.
lot of mid throughout the season
It's
and no one talks about it. Number 2 pick. He was
to
good
be
tonight.
honest. I think it's
He
just
almost
because of the
flashed.
team he's on. Like I feel like he'll probably go somewhere and really flourish, but the Rockets got a lot of questions. But speaking of like Jalen Green, to start the season, I think Sengun and Green probably had one bad game each. Green been on fire, bro. He been on fire, bro. Like he literally just dropped 36 the game before,
He
29
was
the game
averaging
before.
28
Yeah,
coming into
well,
the
Yeah,
night.
he 2 or 13
he's been
tonight.
on fire.
He was on camp 22 tonight. So, tough night.
Yeah,
Tough night in camp
yeah.
22.
I know a lot of people wanted to trade Kaminga and Andrew Wiggins for somebody cute, but I ain't gonna lie, man. The Warriors might be in a good position, man. They might not need to trade for no model, man. They might be in good hands. They look really good, bro. But I know some people like cute people, so they could post them every day. But it's another question.
Sangoon got played off the floor tonight.
Wait, did you
Well, yeah,
say? Did
because
you say
they were
baby?
playing essentially Tari Eason at the 5.
Hey, hold up. Shadow Boxer. Did you just say Baby Jokic got played off the floor?
He got played off the floor, bro.
That's
Baby Jokic,
crazy.
you might as well call him Baby Sabonis, bro.
Nah. He nicer than
That man
Sabonis. He
got
nicer than
played the
Sabonis.
fuck off the floor, man.
He nicer than
He didn't.
Sabonis. He can
Sabonis
He
is
didn't
actually
even
already a
shoot.
see the
baby. He
court.
can't be baby
He
Sabonis.
didn't even see the court
Segun
after.
can actually shoot. Like he's not afraid to shoot. Put the ball on the floor. He got a way better scoring game than Sabonis. But Sabonis is playing out his mind right now, anyways.
Didn't he just sign for like $185
He
or
playing out his
200?
mind too. He playing
Like,
out his mind.
Şengün, yeah, he signed an extension, I think.
Hey, Shadow, I might need a favor from you, OG.
He gonna die to you.
what's the word?
Man, look, man, I've been taking L's on the sports betting, and I've been close like a motherfucker. I mean, like 25 leggers, 24
Man,
leggers.
Vegas
I
got
know
you
you don't.
full.
You don't need to
Oh,
do
Vegas
you
all
be
got
that,
you
betting on the
full
wrong
rig,
shit
man.
then. That's
25 Lakers, bro.
bro.
Hey, I be
you are betting
pulling
on the
stuff
wrong
because I
No,
bet
I
shit.
cheap
get.
on stuff because I bet low.
Papa brother.
Vegas
There's
got
a
your
nigga
full
getting desperate,
rig.
boy.
Just
25, bro.
just DM, man. I'll get you right. You don't need to go crazy like that.
All right. That nigga said 25. Yeah, nigga, and I be on. You know what's crazy? I only lost 2 of them because 2 7-footers named Chet and Wimby both couldn't score 10 points. Out of all the legs that's hard as hell, these 2 niggas couldn't score 10 fucking points. I
It's
said,
always something
I
stupid.
said, yeah,
And
that's
that's how
crazy.
and that's how they get you though. That's why you go back and do it again the next day because you was close, right?
Nah, I mean,
Shit
I'm
crazy,
not doing it next
man.
day because I'm
Like
close.
from
Hey,
like
And I'm hurting
I
right
just
now.
want you to try this from like you know what I mean I don't want to deviate too much into sports betting,
I bet.
but if you bet based off of context betting, you will do much better. I'll give you a perfect example. Everybody and their mama, if you bet context bet, would have won tonight, knowing that Easton got embarrassed by the Warriors when they played them. Remember, he was wearing the Warriors shirt, the Warriors, and look what he did
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, it
So
was a
you
playoff
knew,
game for him.
yes, so you knew he was gonna come in here
Or
and
like
try to give it everything he got, and
Shadow,
Ime was gonna empower him to do that. So taking his points over was automatic tonight.
Or like DeRozan going back to Toronto.
Exactly.
That's what I did with
Yeah,
Ant.
on
Ant
Vince's
when he went against
retirement night too.
Like
On
this
his
is
jersey night.
it's pretty easy. Everybody who is
True.
like running
TPY
through
Canada is going at each
context, like
other. Context.
you knew Jonathan Kaminga was going to have a great game. Like I told you guys, he's playing. Jalen Green is his best friend. He wasn't about to get outshined by his best friend. You knew that Wiggins, no matter what, is not going to let Jalen Green snap. So the points under. It was pretty easy. I could have gave you 20 legs that would have hit for sure. Like I just hit. Like You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing crazy, but I'm rolling it over for NFL.
See,
And
and
NFL, I
that's the
should make a
point. I don't care
kickback.
about the amount. I just need to keep hitting. I just want to hit,
Yeah, you just keep hitting.
and you roll it over,
It's about
like you
rollover.
said,
It's
and you
building
roll it
bankroll.
over.
That's what it's about.
Dante, what do you think about the game, bro?
So how I felt about the game was, first and foremost, I just want to say I'm pissed that we coughed up that big ass lead. But I will say this: I love the fact that even though we coughed up the lead, we didn't go get down on ourselves. And man, like the growth, man, the young guys, man, Pods, man, he's I like his energy, man. I think Draymond played an incredible defensive game, and then Kuminga, man, and
Yeah, his first double-double of the season.
Kuminga was really clutching. It looked like we was out of whack, and Kuminga held it down in the OT. But I want to give a shout out to I want to give a shout out to Buddy Hield, because I just think I just wish he would have been in this system early in his career. I wish he would have been with the Warriors early in his career, because
Buddy's
we
already
have
hit 30
unlocked
threes
something,
this
man. This
year.
nigga's playing incredible. I mean, he always
He's
can
had
shoot,
5 threes per game.
but like, dude, like he's almost a lock, like for 2 threes damn near per game. Unless I bet on him, then he only bet 1. But nevertheless, the point is this: I think we did great tonight, even because I really respect the fact that the resiliency, man. So fuck it, we ball. Let's just on to the next, and hopefully, man, Steph, hey, he's healthy and we can keep dominating these niggas, because we got a squad.
Hopefully, Buddy.
Jim, what you saying?
Jim, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Oh my gosh. I mean, hey, a win is a win. A win is a win. A win is a win.
Jim
I'm glad the Warriors are off to a 5-1 start at the end of the day. Obviously, something had to go wrong in order for them to blow a 30-plus point, lead. So what the heck happened, right? And first thing is, I think when shit hits the fan, Steve has to revert to like his starters at some point. That fourth quarter was like a repeat of what we saw against the Clippers. It's like when shit hits the fan, Steve doesn't know how to stop the bleeding. And he just goes it's like the worse it gets, the smaller he goes. And the way he closed the game, hey, luckily, like Pods made some moves and showed some composure and showed the ability to hit some crunch time buckets, when the team needs it most. So that he shows some closing potential there, right? I think we saw that from Kuminga as well in the overtime. But what was the difference between overtime and regulation? Because in regulation, they couldn't stop anybody. They were getting exposed. And Steve decided to go with this small ass lineup again. And it's like Pods, Buddy, GP2, JK, Draymond on the floor. And that just is not going to do it as a closing lineup. It won't. It forces everybody to exert way too much more than they're accustomed to. You're asking of players to do too much. You put Wiggins at the 4, you're asking him to do too much. I say this year after year after year, and it just seems to get lost, in translation somehow when shit hits the fan. When shit hits the fan, your defense has to be the strongest. I thought that they went away from the starting lineup a little bit too early in that third quarter. They were, the Rockets were, showing the Warriors some resistance, right? And Trace gets taken out early. Moody gets taken out. Wiggins gets taken out relatively early. And the bench wasn't able to, hold this momentum that they were starting to lose. All right. And so at some point, you got to get defense back on the floor. And ultimately, what happened? You go too small. Draymond is kind of overwhelmed. He has to do too much. And eventually he fouls out, right? He can't roam around anymore because now he's got a shooter that he's got to go out to pick up. What is it? Jabari Smith, right? So he needs help defensively, and Kuminga is a scorer. So let him do what he's good at. See, notice in the overtime, they had no choice but to go a little bit bigger, right? Because Draymond fouled out. So what did they do? They went with Looney, and they went with Slow-Mo. And that gave them more size, more rebounding ability, more length, and that was able to shut down, the Rockets' offense for the remainder of the game. And that's essentially what helped them get back into this and win the game ultimately by going away from what wasn't working to close the fourth quarter, which is going overly small. Yes, they missed a ton of free throws, but that could be overcome as long as their defense is good enough. And the lineups that Steve threw out towards the end of that fourth quarter, or a chunk of that fourth quarter, wasn't good enough. So if he wants to prevent this kind of situation from happening again, it happened against the Clippers too, by the way. If he wants these situations to be curtailed, he has to go back to defense. He can't be like, oh, the other team's a little bit smaller, so let me go small too. As a matter of fact,
Yo,
let me just
Jim,
go smaller than them. Like you can't do
Jim,
that. Yeah.
Jim. In that third quarter, there was a point where none of the wings were on the court, and I was like, "Oh God, here goes Steve with this bullshit." You know, but I'm fine with it. It like in the end, JK and JK and
Bro,
Wiggins
the
both
yes.
both were on the court,
hmm
and they were both attacking
Without Draymond, by the way.
without Draymond, and it's like it's not like they were passing and having people create for them. Those were those dudes putting their heads down, saying, "Yo, we're just gonna get to the basket." And Andrew Wiggins is back, man. I mean,
And
get off his ass.
you
Yeah,
know,
hopefully his back. We saw him holding his back a little bit in that
That was
fourth
a
quarter,
foul,
right?
by the way. Like,
yeah, I
I
think
don't know how that wasn't a foul. Like,
I don't know. I don't know. That I
er,
think that was a turnover
er,
before it was a foul.
er,
But more importantly, again, like we just hope that his back it's not a re-aggravation of whatever he was dealing with the last few games that he ended up the couple of games that he ended up
Wiggins
missing.
is young. I think he'll be okay.
I mean, this has
John,
nothing to do with being young. It's just a matter of like if you have a back issue,
injuries,
man,
man.
you have to be
yeah,
Back
but
careful.
injuries
If
are
you
another
I don't
re-aggravate
think
a back issue,
I don't
like
think
that's not good.
that's true. But I don't think that's the case because SB would have
he
been put us up on game if that was the case. You know what I
no,
mean?
it's not even that. He went back out there because like he was kind of. I'm not sure if it was his ankle at first or it was his back or what,
Yeah,
but
I thought it was his knee
he
at
was kind of
first.
limping around there for a second. So I was
He
like,
was
shit.
grimacing on the bench. He was like
Yeah.
grimacing. He was like grimacing but no, this was a great win. Jim, what's up, Urkel, Shadow? How we doing, man? This is 5-1, man. Five and
What's
one.
good,
I know a lot of
Dre?
people.
Relief.
100%.
A lot of
Relief.
people wanted 7-0. I understand that, but okay. Let's put this in perspective.
Be grateful.
But
Be grateful.
do we realize how difficult? I hope this game puts in perspective how difficult it is to even win like 3 games in a row. Like even 3 games. Like we're 5-1. I'm so happy that like this team has shown a lot of grit. This is a game we lose last year. I'm sure you guys said that already, right?
Hey,
One
Yeah.
did you see what
thousand percent.
Did
One
you see what
This is a
thousand
game
Draymond
we would
just
have
said?
lost last year, man. We
Did
lose
you
this
did
game last year. This is a game. Let me tell you, there's 3 MVPs tonight for me. I got 3 guys. Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Pajemski, and Kyle Anderson. I don't know if people realize. So the one that was obvious was J.K. Right? J.K. What he did in that fourth quarter, and over more so in overtime, really, in overtime, he completely took the game over, and he was so poised. I think he had like 6 points in OT. He hit every big shot. He was making all the right. That is a $200 million worth of overtime right there. You want to earn your money, then you got to show up like that. So obviously it's one game. We got to see it for a longer stretch. But I'm just saying that is a way to build your case to earning a max contract. The way you
Dre,
build your case is possessions like that and stretches like that in big games when Draymond is out because Draymond wasn't playing. So
Dre,
now it's
now
on
now
the
it's
young
now
guys.
it's 3 good games in a row, so he's
3 good
building
games.
momentum.
He's building a case now. So that is how you earn that money. Now, and when it comes to Pods in the fourth quarter was the reason we didn't just completely break. I know Pods had a bad turnover, I think a little earlier in the fourth. After that turnover, he proceeded to have the best stretch of any player on the Warriors in the fourth. He had 6 straight points. His footwork, his ability to get to spots in a pinch against length, against positional size, the ability to duck up and under, making clutch shots. He had that fadeaway. We should have won the game on that fade, by the way. We still, I mean, went to overtime. We should have won the game on that fade. But the reality is, these young guys have shown poise, grit, mental toughness, and the ability to stay connected on both ends of the court in the highest leverage situations. This season so far, I know we've blown out a lot of teams. So when you blow out a lot of teams, you're used to blowing out teams. You're not used to moments like this. You're not used to these clutch time situations, and so it brings a different level of energy. It brings a different level of grit out of you, mental toughness. Pod showed it. JK showed it tonight. Moody, unfortunately, we didn't get to see him much in the fourth, but he was good tonight. And I don't know why Steve benched Trace as long as he did. I wish Trace got more time because he was very good in that first half. We went away from that. We played a lot of Dre at the 5. But shout out to those two. And then lastly, the guy who will not really get a lot of credit, but deserves it, Kyle Anderson. This guy, I really think there's been like 2 players all season that have hit a shot on him. Every time he contests a shot, did you see his closeouts? How solid he was defensively, switching, his mobility. He wasn't getting beat. He kept everything connected and intact. He kept the defense on a string, the integrity of the defense, the shell defense that we run, and nobody could break us down because of Slow-Mo. Slow-Mo essentially played the Draymond role. He essentially anchored our defense, or at least helped anchor with Loon. And in that overtime, he was the reason our defense didn't break. Like, our defense would have broken without him. I don't think he was amazing on his closeouts. He rebounded, and he even hit like that clutch floater too. He made huge plays down the stretch that won't even show up on the stat sheet. But this guy, Slow-Mo, he's another option to close games with because he's so solid and he understands how to play. He's a veteran. He's played under Pop. He's played in the playoffs. This is just another game to him. But for us, it's like it's found money because he's a guy that you can plug and play. And when Draymond fouled out, right, last season, for example, we would have never had a guy like Slow-Mo who could come in and keep us under pressure, keep us intact. And he was able to maintain everything. So Slow-Mo, it was so underrated, but if you rewatch that overtime, he was the reason we didn't break defensively. We held the Rockets to like 0 points for like the first 3 minutes for that reason. So Slow-Mo, JK, and Pods, mental toughness, and this is a playoff type of game. When you talk about, you lose the lead, and then you have to execute. Possession, 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 possession. Execute on defense, execute on offense. This is a possession by possession game. And a lot of people had questions. Could the Warriors, go possession for possession with these teams? Well, we just saw, and by the way, don't downplay the Rockets either. This is a top 5 defense currently, a top 10 offense, and they're well coached by Ime
Yeah.
Udoka.
I was saying that earlier, Dre, that
Yeah.
that like I seen like the little smart comments rolling around the timeline, and people are like, oh, that's a bad team, that's a lottery team, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, if you play defense, you're probably going to be right in the playoff mix. And they are a top 5 defense, and I think they're going to continue to be that because if you look at them, Jabari Smith is solid, right?
Bro, Ahmed was
Uh,
causing
uh,
issues, man.
yeah,
Bro,
Dylan
Ahmed was
Brooks,
causing issues.
Amen Thompson was
Thompson,
clamping up Luka.
yeah. So Thompson, Smith,
Hey, San
these
Leandro
are
Proud, man.
In
San
the
Leandro
in
kid.
the in the
Dylan
preseason,
Brooks,
we were
right?
talking about that dude. By the
These
way,
are talented guys, man. I mean, it's
yep.
they're not bums, you know what I'm saying? So somebody was asking me about what to expect tonight, and I was like, "Yo, that's a top 5 defense. They're a good team."
It's gonna be a
And
rough one. Yeah.
it I was over the moon when I saw how they started off, but then I saw how the third quarter was going. I saw how they were calling it, and I was like, they're about to get back into the game. So once they got back into the game, my whole mentality changed. I was like, all right, let me see how the execution is going to go. So once I saw the execution, and once I saw, how the team held it together, the teams the last 2 years, they would have fucking blown that game, bro, because they just weren't there in the moment. Like, you could just tell, bro. Like, half the time it's almost like they were like, ah, shit, we're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? And this year you just seen where the team is just different, you know, and now we have to really reassess where this team is gonna go, because I think this is a good team. I think this is a great defensive team. All season long, I'm watching it, and again, I've seen this team many of times without Steph Curry, and it's never looked this good. Not ever. It's never looked this good. The last 3 games that we've watched, um,
And this team without Draymond too. It looks good
I mean,
without
the
Draymond.
Rockets
Like,
under Ime Udoka, man, they got to 500 at the end of the year. Like, nobody
bro,
paid attention to that. They got to
Rose,
500.
Rose, I had a good feeling about the squad um, in the preseason, and then my expectations started to go up and up and up, especially after those 2 Pelicans wins, because how many people like there's a lot of people on the timeline that were saying that, oh, we're going to lose those 2 Pelican games, right? And I don't blame you for feeling that way. Why? Because we have mountains of evidence that when Steph Curry is not out there, this team is trash, right? So we just saw 2 games where they ran a team off the court. Like that first quarter of that Pelican game, right? I was just looking in a chat on playback, and people in playback were just saying, "Oh my God, here we go! All right," and they chalked it up as a loss. And then the second quarter, walked down. Third quarter, walked down, took the lead, and then we never looked back. Right. Um, Next game, they came out strong, and it was just a wire to wire win. This one, I figured it would have been the same, but once I saw the Rockets amp up the pressure in the second half, I was like, all right, cool. So, you know, you got to you have to give these guys credit, man. At some point,
Bro,
this is a
teams
good
blow
team,
leads,
man.
bro.
Yeah,
Like the good teams blow
Hey Dre,
leads
the
and still are
Celtics
able to
blew a
like
lead. They
come
almost
back. It's
coughed
just
up the Pacers
I,
game.
I
They coughed
I
up
was
that
just
Pacers
about to
game,
say
man.
this. I was just about to say the Celtics. And two, I don't know if y'all seen that quote or not, but Draymond even just said, he said last year we would have smoked this game a
that's what I'm
thousand
saying,
percent.
bro.
He
Yep.
said,
Yep.
and he was saying like just to see that we could pull out a fucking game
Mm-hmm.
regardless of us blowing the lead. He said that just showed like how different they is from last year.
Mm-hmm.
And two, like a big thing about the team this year, man, the fucking vibes is back. You don't got all that locker room drama shit. That's why I was kind of getting irritated with them trying to pull that JK shit when he got benched, because that's all they was trying to do is like throw the Warriors fucking off and get in JK head. Because you remember the other year when JK was running the shams and shit, and all in his fucking feelings and all that shit. All that plus the Clay shit, plus, you know, even coming off that Draymond Poole situation, that all that shit affects you day by day in the locker room.
yeah,
It affects you on the court. So now, like, with all that fucking distractions gone, and like you got a lot of people who really like to fucking actually play the game and give they all to the fucking game. Like, you could see that shit. That's why I didn't fall into that shit when people were
yeah.
like, oh, the Warriors is gonna be mediocre. Like, even like all the talking heads, like that, you
Hey,
could tell who fucking watch games or not, because
so
these
forever,
fucking
right?
locked in.
Let me add to your
Go,
point for a second, right?
go,
And I
go
just
ahead.
tweeted this, right? 14, 15-year vets wouldn't handle benching that well, right?
Hell no.
And 14, 15-year vets wouldn't handle benching that well. And, you know, what I saw him do is that he got put in a situation, he made the best of it, and he made the most of it. Like, and you
Yeah.
have to respect that on some level. Like I know we want him to be an all-star, and we want 25 a night, and we want this and we want that. We want him to be a dynamic playmaker. We want all of these things, right? We want him to be a great defender, and right, and we want all of these things. But you know, from my opinion, basketball is half mental, right? And
Exactly.
when you're
Exactly.
throwing a curveball like that, and you hit the shit out of the park, right? That tells me something about you, right? Like, I've watched guys pout, get sent to the bench, and they've absolutely pouted, right? JK is a fucking, what is he, 21, 22-year old, right?
21, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
22.
and
Oh, he turned
and he's essentially in a contract year, right? And we were saying like, yo, if this kid, if they bench him, blah 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 blah, it's gonna be bad. And to watch him handle that benching the way he did, that's what pros do. That's what mentally strong individuals do. That's what
Yep.
winners do, right? So like,
Yeah.
Shadow.
That
and
word, man,
and
that word,
Shadow
winner.
like
and
earlier this week.
when
Eh,
we talk about this and we talk about winning a title and all of that stuff, you see all of them talking about. I seen Draymond talk about it, I seen Kerr talk. You know how when a guy gets put in a situation and he responds well and he responds with force, like
mhm.
responding with force and responding well mentally, right? Because
Yeah.
we knew how the contract thing go, bro. And when you respond like that, that reverberates in the locker room in a positive way, right?
Exactly.
100%.
See
And
everybody
Hey,
that's
nigga, that was
big, bro.
hard,
Bro,
nigga.
that's big
What was that
time.
word? That was
And
hard.
we talk about vibes, we
Mhm.
talk about all of this stuff, bro. And it's like, um, we want we want guys to handle situations well. Right? And I see some of the most flagrant stuff get said about JK. And this is why I'm taking this time to really give him credit for doing that, because you know
Yeah.
this I've and I'm very sensitive to this, right? I've watched the last 2 seasons get murdered because of some locker room bullshit, right? Literally
Literally,
get
that was my
murdered,
point. That was my point.
right?
That was my point.
So
Yes.
so I just want people to understand, like, this is a kid we drafted. This is a kid that we're developing. And for him to respond that way from a mental standpoint, I always say, bro, basketball is half mental, right? And if you get the mental part of the game down, you dribble right, you dribble left, you shoot, you play defense and all of that stuff, and you get the mental part of it down, you are fucking unstoppable. Because I've watched many guys just crumble mentally when they get put in a tough spot, right? So,
Yeah.
I respect the African man. I definitely respect him. Tough kid, and that's kind of what I those are the things that I'm looking for him to respond that way, because like the natural thing for the human to do is to respond in a negative way and do like the negative thing. I see it all up and down the timeline, bro. Like, we get put in a tough spot, and the first thing you do is you throw your hands up and you quit. The winners don't quit, right? The winners find
Right.
a way.
Urkel.
Plain and simple.
And two, that's what if you pay attention, like literally, like, and I'm the biggest Clay fan, so I'd never like shit on him or none of that. But you see, like, that was part of the fucking reason Clay could not get out of his head
Yo,
because
forever. I ain't
he
call no names, bro. I ain't call no
no
names.
no, but no,
Didn't
I
call
want
a name.
I,
Didn't call a
I
name.
want to I
And I
want to do
don't want the Clay fans to run and jump on my neck because I ain't call no names, dog. I
yeah,
did not
no,
call no names.
this not a slight. This is not a slight to Clay. It's just like further proving your point about that the basketball being a mental game. Because man,
Yeah.
like honestly, bro, like if had Clay really like even after his injuries, like we all
Hear me
fucking
out,
knew
bro. I don't want to
Clay was
turn this into a Clay bashing
no
session.
no it ain't
I am
it ain't,
here
it
giving
ain't
JK his flowers, right?
no
Because these
I'm saying
Clay fans, like, you literally got to put diapers on some of them to
hey,
how they're responding right now. So I don't
hey,
want to even mention Clay. Clay is good. Like let's move on from
oh,
Clay. He's fine over there. Houston beat Dallas the other day. Let's point that out, right? So
hey,
so I
listen
don't want to talk about Clay. Clay is good where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And he
no, but all I'm
and
saying that's the point
and
of
Clay
the
looks happy as fuck, right? Let him be happy over there in Dallas
exactly.
where you can't fucking boat.
That's
And
but that's what
With
like
we
have Clay
need
be
to
Urkel,
fucking
get.
Urkel,
happy over there, dog. I'm done with Clay.
he'll be happy. He's happy with his new splash
Yeah,
brother,
yeah, yeah.
right? His new splash.
His new
Hey,
splash
I
brother.
can't believe he
No, no,
posted that,
no. I
and
don't think that was
that's
him. I
all
don't think that was him. He posted it on Facebook like out of nowhere. Like,
No. That it was like a Facebook fan page. But
hey,
hey,
all right, but
listen,
anyway, but okay,
the
so
Clay
fuck
thing
the
is the
Clay.
Clay thing.
Yeah, so fuck that. Fuck,
But here's the thing, right? The message is this, right? The message is we have a lot of good young players
good vibes
that
around this motherfucker.
they're developing and they're getting better. And the young guys, listen, I know people like there's a lot of like sides, like a lot of some people lean towards certain players over others, but the reality is like collectively, all of the young guys are good. Like for like they're all flawed, sure, but they're all good anyways. Like Trace, Moody, J.K. Potts, they're all good basketball players. And I just think like when you look at even the veterans tonight, Loon, GP, they all fit together. And I'm starting to see everyone 1 through 10 be more comfortable. Like even Lindy Waters tonight. We don't even. I know the other game he had like 20 points. We didn't talk about him at
Hey,
all
hey, yo,
because he didn't
Andre.
play that much.
Hey, yo, Andre.
But he took a charge. Yeah.
I'm not cutting you, bro. While you cooking, I just want to throw out a piece out there. Keep in mind that since preseason and to date, the Warriors are basically 11-1 in the last 12 games.
Facts.
Yeah, no, I know. And dating back to last season, man, like I think we ended the year really strong. Like we were like 27-12 in the last 39 games. So you add all this up and you see how the momentum carried over from last season to this year. So that's a good point. And on top of that, like I said, I mean, the young guys, I think this is what I think happened last year. I think the young guys found something. I think Trace found something, JK found something, Pods found something. It wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah,
They needed the
they
offseason
dropped their
to
nuts. They
polish
fucking dropped
and
their nuts.
they got polished in the offseason, And now you're starting to see real growth. Because last year, I mean, nobody would have expected JK to do what he did tonight, Pods to do what he did tonight. Like, Trace was great in the first half. Moody played really well in his minutes. Like, everyone played their role to a T. And that's what we need, man. We don't need And by the way, bro, Buddy Hield, is this guy even real? 27
We
points
need to
and
try to
7.
re-sign him in some type
Bro,
of way. In some
no,
type
we
of
don't
way.
got to re-sign him. We got him for 3 years.
Oh
We got him
shit,
for
we
3
did?
years.
I didn't even pay
Yeah.
attention to that.
So we got him
Real
for 3
quick.
years.
I'm gonna let you get right back. I forgot which one of y'all was talking about Eason earlier, but bro, he literally just said they asked him like, "Oh, what led to your increased effort and shit?" He said, "Cause I just don't like the Warriors." That whoever was talking
No,
about
no,
that
no. This is
I
David
context
told
bet,
Blatt
you.
last
that
season.
I told
context
you.
No,
Well,
bet,
I mean,
man, fuck Terry
whoa.
right.
He
I
was
mean,
talking shit last year.
Bitch
he's
Hold
ass.
on.
never
Last
beaten the
season.
Warriors in
Hold on,
his
hold on.
life. Of
I'm
course
calling
he's
him
gonna
a
Last
beat them.
bitch
year,
when the Houston comes to
last
the
year,
Bay.
he was
No,
talking
but
crazy last year.
yeah,
He was talking
but
crazy
that
last
I'm
year.
talking
He
about
was
like
saying
his
that they were
point to
gonna.
the betting
They
earlier.
were
That
going for us, bro. Remember
context
when he
betting.
responded to Dre's podcast? Dre sent a message back to him because he was talking crazy, saying that we coming for the Warriors last year. He said we want the Warriors.
On the
Yep.
Well, guess
bench,
what?
on
And
the
then
bench.
Dre,
We
you
got
remember
the
what Clay
Warriors.
said? That's why he's
No,
mad.
what he said?
He's mad because of what Clay said. Because
Clay
we
said
then we
niggas on the
played him. Then
bench
Clay
talk.
responded. Clay
Play.
said, "I get you talking. That's cool, but you're sitting at the corner of the bench.
Oh
You're
yeah,
not
yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
you're
He
not
said
even
you
touching
injured.
hardwood, and you're fucking
You're not even
talking." And
playing.
then he was like,
Right, right,
I
right.
got one for you guys."
Yeah, yeah,
Bench players talking like starters. That's how.
So he
No,
got
he
a
was
chance tonight.
screaming on
He
him
got a
tonight.
Good
chance
for
tonight
Tari
finally, and he was like,
Eason.
"All right, let me do."
Good for
Hey,
him.
Yeah.
Hold the
yo,
fuck up.
their whole team was talking crazy though. But you know, it's fine. The reality is this: like these young teams, you can tell like there's still other steps they got to take. They're not there yet. Some of them, like Minnesota's pretty good, but you know, it's funny enough. Minnesota lost to the Spurs tonight, and then the Thunder. But I think the Thunder are down right now to the Clippers. So even the good young teams still have their shortcomings. So listen, as good as these teams are, this is why the best teams mix in veterans and youth. They mix in because you can't lean towards one or the other too much, or what's going to end up happening is you're either going to burn out. Look at the Nuggets; they're burning out. They're leaning too much into the vets. And they're burning out.
The
Old
Raptors beat the
ass niggas.
Kings.
Fuck the Nuggets.
Yep.
They
Raptors beat
did.
the
Yep.
Kings on
And by
Vince
the way,
Carter's
and the
jersey
same thing with
retirement night, by the way.
and the same thing with the Bucks, right? The Bucks got old players; they're burning out already. I mean, look at them; they just lost again tonight. They're 1-5, and then the young teams. These young teams don't know how to win yet at the highest level. We saw it last year um with Minnesota,
OKC.
right? Minnesota freaked out, and OKC, yeah, all these, and even Indiana, right? You saw how Boston executed down the stretch
Is
against
OKC
Indiana.
playing the Clippers
They
right now?
down
Yeah,
Yeah,
4
they're
and
at
the
the
playing the
half.
Clippers are
Clippers.
really making it tough on them right now.
We're tied for the 1 seed if they lose,
Fuck,
huh?
fuck 'em.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's
I got
go,
a
baby.
I
Let's
got a
Yes,
quick
sir.
thing
go.
about Tari Eason. So Tari Eason was the guy in the Maverick series that he would wear what color we would wear, and he would stand up on the bench to
Oh,
try to
that
get us.
pussy ass nigga.
Wait,
That
wasn't
he
He
that
was
was
doing
doing that
that.
the entire
He's
series.
That
corny.
The
pussy.
entire series.
I remember that pussy shit he was doing.
He was standing like on the
The
bench in our
the
colors,
refs had
like
to
trying
tell
to
him to
get us to
stop
throw
doing that
passes
shit.
to them. Yeah, and
Eason, we do
the
not
refs told him
respect
to
you,
sit
Terry
down.
Eason. You were able to get away with fouling tonight. That's the only reason you even have a good game.
He's
They let you
trash.
foul tonight. You're trash.
And then
You bum.
let's talk about like
I'm
why
glad
we
you
was
missed
talking
those
about
free throws
Giannis.
down the stretch, you bum.
While we was talking about Giannis, like in all those woes, like
Look 'em,
I
guys.
don't think we should fucking empty a bench to try to trade for one person. I don't think we should try to do that type of shit this year. I
We don't
think I
need
think
Trade
to. We don't need.
like
We
I
don't need to
think
Giannis or
do
I
something.
think if
anything. We
we
just
do
need
make
to
some
play
trades, it
out
need to
this
be like
season.
some like tic tac trades or some shit just to lower the rotation
Tic
if we
tac
need
trades.
to. But I'm saying like shit to lower the
We're deep
rotation.
already. What else
But
do we need?
hey,
We're deep
you don't
already.
know. Like we still got a lot of time.
Dude,
This
they
the
look at
beginning.
the games they haven't had Steph or
hey,
Wiggins
we could talk
or
about this
D'Anthony
shit after.
Melton.
We
They
could
don't
talk
even
about
need
this.
those guys. They don't.
Why are we talking trades for? We're fucking 5-1, dog. I fucking hate that. Why are we talking trades?
Bro, Guzzle was cooking.
Exactly. Why are we talking trades? We're like number one offense, number two defense, or number one defense, number two offense. And you're talking about a trade? Who cares? Dude, they're
Guzzle,
gonna cook the league.
Guzzle, that's what they were doing after. That's what Warriors fans do, bro. Like after we won the chip, people were talking trades. Literally, as soon as Steph came down off the podium with the Finals MVP, bro. This is what we do.
You sitting there listening to Kendrick Perkins talking about, oh, they need a real number 2 option. Shut up, Kendrick. How do you even have a job, you dummy bozo?
No, that's why I said we don't need to. We don't need to. We don't need all that shit.
Hey,
Opinions on?
No,
you know we're back
I
when it
seen
when
like
Prime and Guzzle are
95.7
both
talking.
in the fucking.
They talking about trade like they getting
We're
fucking.
going to
horny.
be reckless this year. That's how good we're going to be. We're going to be reckless on the timeline. We're going to be reckless in these spaces.
Man, we ain't being reckless.
Go ahead and record. Go ahead and record all you
That's
want.
them old niggas that
We're
95.7
going to be
being
doing our
reckless.
best R. Kelly all over you
Hey,
guys
where's
all
bro?
season
Guzzle,
long.
are you fucking serious, dog?
Where's
Jesus
Will
Christ,
Houston?
bro.
Hey, yo.
This is
Where's
why we
Will
get clipped
Houston?
up, dog.
Where's Bias
You're
Houston?
a
at?
fucking
We're gonna
weirdo, dog.
on you, piss on you, drip on you,
And just like that,
drip, drip, drip.
Bias Houston was talking all that shit
we
last.
are.
Jesus Christ, Guzzle. Relax. Fuck.
Yo,
All
Hey,
right.
we don't claim
Yo,
that shit, man.
on the timeline, are they already saying too much help again? I
Oh,
saw
it's too much help now?
Yeah, somebody jumped in my mentions and said, "Oh my God, y'all got Buddy Hield. He's doing that." The same person told me in the summer Buddy Hield wasn't going to do anything for us. The same person's now saying he's too much help. Can Steph have help?
Wow. How long did that? I was actually surprised it actually
It gotta
lasted
be
this long for
LeBron.
that.
It gotta be LeBron for him to get all the help. They shut that shit up when it's LeBron. But when it's Curry, they say it's too much help. When it's
What are you
LeBron,
talking about?
it's not
Apparently,
enough.
it's illegal to have Steph to get any help for him. Like, what are you
Oh,
guys
bro.
talking about? It's like he
The
fucking
Brown
broke the
fans
law or
even
something.
want Curry. The Brown fans remember they wanted Curry last deadline. They want so much help, but then when Curry finally get somebody who do something, then they like, oh, he got too much help. What else does he need?
Hey, if LeBron would have took a pay cut, he would have been able to afford Buddy Hield, G.
On bro, you right.
Didn't the Lakers want Buddy Hield all those years ago? Like,
Bro, the
fuck?
Lakers want everybody the Warriors want. That's what it is. That's the truth.
But what's funny is how Buddy Hield is suddenly hot right now. Nobody wanted him as a free agent. Y'all could have had Buddy Hield. Like someone just said, if LeBron did his contract, he could have got Buddy Hield. These are minimum players. They're good for us.
They could not have had Buddy, and I'll tell you why. Because Buddy had offers with more money, more years that he turned down to join the Warriors to win. He actually turned down better offers.
And nobody fucking want to play with LeBron like that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Buddy bought in. Buddy's buying in.
The only. By the way, you know Steve Kerr. You know Steve Kerr recruited him, right? Steve Kerr called him up and said, "We want you.
Right.
We want you part of our program." He called him up. Yeah. So I don't.
Now, y'all see Buddy with them new veneers? That's them San Francisco veneers.
Dre, you're saying Buddy was Kerr's idea?
Yes.
Hold on. Lee.
Yes, sir.
Buddy got the San Francisco veneers.
No, that was me who said that.
Let's go.
That was me. I said he got them San Fran veneers. Y'all see he got them new crispy veneers?
It's the San Francisco veneers, bro. I
Can't fit
love
his
it.
mouth, man. That's
the Marina
San
veneers.
Movie. That's what that is, man.
He got the Marina veneers.
Hey, look! I swear to God. Hey, look at his fucking teeth. The next game, man, them bitches he looking like Chip Skylark out there. That's how you know. That's how you know he wanted to come in. He knew what the fuck was going on. He can't.
Bro,
Is that his actual voice,
can't
or
even
is it
yell
he
with
just
them
can't talk
motherfuckers.
over the veneers?
I love it, bro. I love it.
Veneers and vibes. Veneers and vibes. Let's go.
My point is this: like the Warriors didn't have to move mountains to get these guys on the team. They didn't have to have guys where that's all folks T-shirts. They didn't have to, talk to people off the, in the background and try to get them to, rebel against their coach and their GM to come to their teams. These are like guys who wanted to be here who were legit free agents. I don't
and we could have got more free agents if other teams wasn't cock blocking us. Let's talk about that. We had more people that wanted to come. Their teams was cock blocking.
For years, the Warriors have been winning with, let's just call a spade, rejects. Like
Yeah.
Draymond is not a lottery pick. I hope people realize that. You know what I'm saying? Like Andrew Wiggins was labeled a bust, and most of the elite Warrior fans and elite Warrior brass probably wanted to move Wiggins, and his value decreased. You know what I mean? A lot of the radio boys, podcast boys, we seen y'all. You know what I mean? A lot of the gatekeeping fans. Oh, these are new fans. We need to trade Andrew Wiggins to keep my boo, and whatever the case is.
Oh,
Like, look at
jeez.
who's playing pretty good right now.
Did
You
you
know what
just
I
say
mean?
my
So, like,
boo?
I mean, I'm just going off of what people have been saying on the timeline. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
I'm very
Come on,
observant.
man.
We got a
I'm
quotation that went
very
up
observant.
extensively.
Hey,
Yo, Lee.
Eric, I wish we had Megatron in the back because you say "hear me out" like 10 times tonight.
Hear me out.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear me out.
Hey, though, the vibes is back though.
uh,
That's all I love, man. Them vibes back, man.
man,
Hey, and the
defense.
haters on the timeline is all this shit. Shut the fuck up, everybody on the timeline.
Nah, bro. Hey, what do people say? Like, we're gonna be struggling and this and that, and
All I gotta say is fuck a
What did
Yeah,
Laker
King
fan.
say?
a lot of the
Eric,
Fuck a
elites,
Laker fan.
Eric,
a
what
lot
Fuck a
of
was
the
King's
LeBron fan.
direct quote? Like,
yeah.
Well, Urkel, I just
King,
want to say this.
Jim,
I just want to
Urkel,
say
what
this
was
one thing, and then I'm
hold
gonna
on.
be
Jim,
heading
go
out.
ahead, Jim.
But we've been talking about indicators, and we've seen all kinds of
Yes, sir.
indicators, and winning 3 straight games without Steph Curry at the end of the day, that's an indicator. The amount
Absolutely.
of margin that they've created without him is also an indicator. Obviously, them relinquishing a 30-point lead is also a bit of an indicator as to certain issues that they must correct. And I think we can all collectively agree that when the Warriors defense is stronger with more size, more length on the floor, they're generally just much better, right? So, and again, the fourth quarter was all about going too small and matching what the other team is trying to do versus the overtime where they elected to go bigger to the point that you had like Wiggins at the 2 and Kumingas at the 3, and then you got Slow-Mo and Looney at the 4 and the 5, and that held the Rockets to 2 points in overtime. 2 points. So let's remember how the Warriors ended up getting this win, and let's collectively like come to an agreement that hey, if you want to win a whole lot of games, and even the closer ones, make sure that your defense is intact, and this is the way to ensure that you can come away with a lot more wins. So that's where I'm at, man. I just hope that we can all agree on that, and we
Jim.
don't have to argue and complain about why are you closing with this guy and that guy at the 4, taxing Draymond. It's just too much. Don't do that to these guys anymore. And if you want to preserve guys, putting Draymond at the 4 for the entire fourth quarter is not preserving him. So let's just correct some of these things. I think Steve Kerr is capable of seeing these things. The last game he said against the Pelicans in the second quarter, things were not so good. Steve Kerr actually came out after in the post-game conference and said that there's some things that in the second quarter that I did that I didn't like. So I like the accountability, but it needs to translate over to a game like this where you need to make an adjustment when things are not working. So all the indicators are mostly there. So we'll continue to see what these things are. But
So Jim, let me
amazing
ask you
win.
this, right?
Amazing win.
So let me piggyback on your indicators point. What are your indicators?
My indicators is
So and let me clarify. So when I say indicators, I'm talking about championship indicators. What are the things that when you see these things, you're like, yo, this is a championship team. So what are those things for you personally? Because they could be different for everyone. So I'm just looking for more perspective and just to broaden that because I'm building like a list, right? This is like a running list of different things that people see that they're like, all right, when I see this, I know we're cooking, type thing.
That.
Hey, Eric,
Yeah.
before you go, Jim, you already mentioned one of them, which was going big. How long they can actually stay big on the
He
court.
said
That's actually
size and
one of the
length is
five.
better. That's exactly what he said. Size and length is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric, you mentioned that in
Yeah.
September.
Yeah. So
Pause.
Yeah. So the key.
I'm sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
Okay, no, you're good. So first thing is they have the proper personnel to go big in a multiple number of ways, not just this way only, right? They could go Trace. They could have closed with Trace as well. I think Trace is a really good matchup for this particular team because they got a lot of athletes, and Trace has the athleticism to match those guys. And actually, because they went smaller, Trace actually would have been one of the biggest players on the floor. And if there's anybody that has, if you guys remember last season, right? He matched up against Amen Thompson because he was at power forward. If you remember, and Trace decimated him that matchup, man. Amen Thompson could not do nothing against Trace. So, like I said, the Looney slow-mo thing ultimately worked out, and I'm glad it did. And I'm glad that that was the combination that they went to. The indicator is, their defense it looks incredible, right? It looks incredibly connected. And tonight, that starting lineup was a little bit different, right? Lindy went back to the bench. Moody got into the starting lineup. And, the blowout, it started with the starters holding their ground and playing really well. And they were like a plus 10-ish or so to start the game. And then the bench came in. Remember how I was like, we haven't seen the best of this team yet because the starting lineup hasn't necessarily been figured out. But tonight the starting lineup connected really well. And they got off to a really great start, right? That's why I didn't want this in the third quarter for Steve to go away from that too quickly. Because listen, if the starting lineup is struggling, that means trouble might be looming. The last thing you want to do is like bring in, lesser players and think that that's gonna go, that's gonna go better when you hit adversity anyway. So, and the second half of games is always way different than the first half. The indicators are, number one, they are legitimately 13 deep, and they have so many different ways of styles of that they can play. The second indicator is that the defense is super real. We've heard all the things about Stackhouse at this point, right? And how legitimate he is, and how much he's legitimized, their level of intensity in terms of defense. And then obviously offensively, we've seen the difference in terms of their ability to shoot. And it's just a completely different thing. And the fact that they're top 5 everywhere, those are indicators. The fact that they can win without Steph Curry is an indicator. The fact that they have multiple POA guys is an indicator. The fact that they have multiple either rim protectors or paint protectors is an indicator. So these are some of, and Draymond being able to dominate when you put him in the correct positions, that's a major indicator. The fact that he's still as good as ever defensively. And then Wiggins coming out with the type of force. He got to the line 10 times tonight. He's not afraid to get to the line anymore, it seems, and he's more aggressive, both going downhill. And he's had a tendency to settle for jump shots because he doesn't want to. I don't know if he doesn't want to get fouled or whatever, but that seems to be behind him. So we're seeing the most forceful version of Wiggins that I might have ever seen. I think tonight, in terms of Kuminga, I think for me personally, I think it's safe to say that this is the first time we could say that Kuminga is the primary reason why the Warriors were able to win this game in crunch time. I don't think a situation has we've ever seen that where Kuminga is the main reason the Warriors won a game.
Kuminga
And that was
going
the case
downhill
tonight.
was a problem.
Yo, Jim, don't you think that's growth though?
Of course, that's what I'm saying. The fact that Kuminga is growing and showing that ability, that's an indicator. There's all kinds of indicators, man.
Hey, Jim, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you seen us have this kind of margin of error?
21-22. That's literally when we saw it.
Bro, we blew that 30.
Probably a few weeks with KD, probably.
Hear me out.
Outside of 22.
Hear me out.
Margin of error. Margin of error is what I see. Like, listen, you can think like, oh my God, we played a bunch of shit teams, this, that, and the other, right? First of all, you have to be a good team to blow another NBA team out. Second of all, you have like the way that I'm watching them go big to small to big to small. That is the type of thing that I wanted to see. When Kyle Anderson was on the court tonight, no Steph, no Melton, no Pods. There was no Draymond on the court, right? So
He was good. He was really
right?
good, man.
So hear me out. No Pods, no Melton, no Steph, and there was no Draymond. First of all, I just named 4 guys who can make a play. 4 guys who can handle the ball. And 4 guys were missing from that dynamic. In 22, name me 4 guys that could handle the ball and make a play. Name 4 guys. Go ahead.
Steph, Poole. I'm done. Wiggins in the playoffs.
Steph, JP, Draymond.
Nah, but
You
Draymond
hold
can't
up. You would include
Can Draymond
JP
make
in
a
that?
play?
No. I'm talking about making a play for somebody else. Like making a play for somebody else. That's what I mean.
I'm stretching
Jordan
it.
Iverson, he had his moments.
He's had his moments, but I'm stretching it. There hasn't been a team like this.
That's what I'm saying. So I named 4 guys that weren't on the court, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, Kyle Anderson is out there, right? And you saw what Kyle Anderson did, right? So playmakers, Steph, and defense with finishers, we're gonna win.
Oh, so Urkel, one more indicator tonight.
Go ahead.
Even though I feel like Steve was terrible in the fourth quarter, he fixed up at the end of
Yeah.
the day in overtime, which is a big deal because if you remember, like last season overtime, particularly, I can remember the one from the one against the Hawks, right?
Yeah.
Some guys fouled out and whatever, and guess what Steve did? He went to a 4-guard lineup. They got off to like a 11-2 deficit, and the game was over right away. It ended before it even
But
started.
Wiggins got hurt that game, right?
Say
Jim?
again.
Wiggins got hurt that game, right, Jim?
Something like that. So,
Jim,
bottom
that
line,
was your best crash out last season. That post game.
maybe. But at the end
that
of
was
the
your best one, man.
They played their hearts out. And it's
exactly. And tonight, I don't know what possessed him, but he went to a bigger lineup, which is contrary to whatever he was doing in that fourth quarter. And that's a fix up, right? And for me,
Yeah.
that's a huge deal. I just hope that he can continue to see as he continues to see different sample sizes that this going small route is just not strong. It's not championship caliber when you're putting out that lineup to try to close a game. So if he can learn that once and for all, I think we're going to be really good to go, man.
And Jim, you mentioned we haven't seen the best lineups out there even yet because of availability. Steph and Melton is something I want to see a lot of. We've only seen 2 minutes this season of Steph and Melton. That's it, just 2 minutes. So that's one thing that I think we should really be looking forward to because Melton can actually really collapse the defense when he gets downhill. So you can really run Steph on or off the ball with Melton, but he has better defense around him. Also allows Wiggins or JK to operate at the 3 comfortably as well. I'm really excited to see those 2 out there. Funny enough that both the guys are out. So yeah, you're totally right. I mean, 2 minutes of Steph and Melton. Steph and Melton before going into this season, that was the backcourt that we were looking at what they could do, and we haven't even seen it.
Yeah, I mean that could have been potentially the starting lineup. So
exactly, we were really looking at those guys maybe being the starting backcourt.
I want to say this because this is going to mean something going forward. Buddy is giving effort on defense, and he's shooting 51% from 3. And the numbers that we're looking at, Buddy, 27.7 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 6 of 10 from 3 tonight. On the season, he's 30 of 58. That's 51.7 from 3 this season. That's absurd.
And Urkel, right?
Did you just say a guy is actually giving effort on a team that actually contends? So we shouldn't view people when they're playing on a team like the Wizards, for example, and hold them to the Wizard standard of play, defensively.
Bro,
Bruce, I mean that Wizards player wasn't sliding his feet defensively when he was in our uniform either, so I ain't cutting him a check.
So I was listening to Buddy.
I mean, we seen him do it here.
So I was listening to Buddy in the in like the summer.
Before you go,
all right, go ahead.
Would you say Buddy is the best 2 guard in the league right now, or is that going too far?
No, that's going too far. But he's bro, bro, I love dog.
Hey, is he the
anything
best 2 guard west of Texas,
bro? Hey,
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. His minutes gonna be starter minutes. Or
hear me out.
Playoffs.
Hey, I love when I call something and it even exceeds my expectations,
Right?
And that's what Buddy's done, because bro, when we're on playback, bro, we do playback every day, right? Like every single day we do playback, and I looked at Buddy and I was like, I looked at the teams and I was like, bro, you put him here, in that clay role, I'm like, yo, he's gonna cook. You know what I'm saying? And he's come here and he's bro. That
Bro,
man was all every interview, bro. Like, first of all, he's talking a million miles an hour, right? And it's nothing but teeth. You know what I'm saying? So,
Bro, he hit
bro,
such a huge
I'm weak. I'm weak.
church.
You wrote for
right?
that one. You
So,
wrote for that one.
bro, he looks like he was
Bro.
in a desert, bro, and he found an oasis. You know what I'm
Irk,
saying?
he
He's
hit
like,
such a huge shot in this game. I think we were up so we were up like 31, and then we blew
yeah.
it. I think we went down 1, and then he hit a 3
He did.
immediately
It
He
was
to go
it
did.
was
back
And
going
then
up
down.
and
2.
then
That
Actually,
was
Prime.
the biggest shot of the game, I
I
think.
It was
Man.
like a minute or two later. He got a baseline block
yep
on Jalen Green when they were down 2.
yep.
Yep. Yeah, he
I
did
don't know
some.
Bro,
what,
this
dude.
Yeah,
guy
This guy
he's been
defensively.
huge.
he does
I
so
don't
many
know
things, bro.
what's going on
He
with him.
he rebounds, he defends, he playmakes. Like he actually does way more than just shoot, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's
It's
front
so
runner for
funny,
6 man of the
man.
year for sure. I don't think it's close right now.
There was a
Yeah,
lot of gatekeepers saying, I don't know, I don't think this is going to do well, and
Mm.
he doesn't defend, and he can't walk in certain people's shoes. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm seeing the homie Warrior Muse. I'm seeing him post some statistics that only got Steph Curry and Buddy Hill in it, like nobody else.
The number of threes to start the season through X game and through this game, he's right there, bro. It's Steph Curry, Steph Curry, Steph Curry, Steph Curry, and then Buddy Hield. And he is a big part in terms of why we've had to start. Minus Steph, right? And bro, I'm telling you, every time Steph Curry doesn't play, these are my favorite type of games because when Steph doesn't play, I get a gauge of how good the team is, and this is like the best version of it. Like in terms of the way that the team plays and all of that. And when the team plays this way, and then he's back, it's just going to get amplified, right? So I see, listen, I see people on the timeline and they are trying to do the goofy thing where they're like, "Oh, Steph Curry, he's not that impactful. He doesn't have blah 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 blah." And da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like hey, to your dismay, when Steph Curry comes back, it's only going to get better because he doesn't make a situation worse. He doesn't relegate people to the corner. He doesn't say, I'm out there doing cardio. He doesn't say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't interview a coach to get hired while he has another coach. He doesn't do any of that, right? So
Oh, he doesn't put people on podcasts
he
to hire them,
doesn't
right?
he doesn't do anything like that. He just makes the situation better, right? Like everything is better, 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 right? So um you don't have to worry about that because when he's running that same thing that they're running now, it's actually better. And when he's on the court, you know what you can do? You can lean more defense. You see those lineups that Darvin Ham was putting out there that wasn't working? Steph Curry